what's up, dummies? So today we're taking a look at true animated horror Valentine's stories. Yeah, this is gonna be a new series now. I know. We have done reacting series. Today we're gonna do some horror series.
I didn't have much of a choice. It was past 9, freezing cold, and I hadn't seen another car in over an hour. I walked across the field toward
let's
the
start
house.
the video.
Last year on Valentine's Day, I'd planned this whole surprise for my wife, Sarah. I'd get home early, give her flowers, and we'd have dinner somewhere. But my tire blew out on Highway 47, with nothing but empty cornfields stretching out in every direction. I tried calling her, but my phone kept losing signal. I looked around and saw this weak yellow glow cutting through the darkness. I squinted to realize it was a tiny house standing alone in the middle of a cornfield, maybe a quarter mile off the road, and the yellow glow was actually its porch light. I didn't have much of a choice. It was past 9, freezing cold, and I hadn't seen another car in over an hour. I walked across the field toward the house. The corn was dead.
What type of instinct is that, bro? If it would have been me, I would directly run into the highway, get some police or something, bro.
With brittle stalks crunching under my feet. The closer I got, the more I could see that the house was old, with paint peeling and shutters hanging crooked.
Bro,
but there was music coming from inside, an old classic with too much saxophone. I knocked on the door, and a woman answered. She was wearing this beautiful red gown with her hair done up and makeup perfect, like she was going to some fancy party.
Oh.
She looked surprised to see me.
Can I help you?
I'm so sorry to bother you, ma'am. My car broke down on the highway and my phone's not getting service. Would it be possible to use your phone? She smiled.
Of course. Come in, it's freezing out there.
I stepped inside and immediately felt like I'd interrupted something important. The house was decorated for Valentine's Day, with candles everywhere, roses and vases, and the romantic music playing from an old record player.
Bro.
A man was sitting in an armchair in the living room. He was wearing a tuxedo, but it looked old and worn. He was staring at me with this expression I couldn't quite...
Bro, what? Why are you looking at that old man? Never mind, bro. By the way, credits to I am a Scary Tales or whatever. Credits to you, bro.
Like he was annoyed that I'd interrupted his night. The woman gestured down a hallway, saying the phone was at the end. I kept thanking her while walking behind her. Martha showed me to a room with a landline and told me to take my time. She left. Shortly after, I could hear the couple arguing. "You always do this!" Harold was getting louder. "You always ruin our fun!"
I'm not ruining anything. You'll be gone in 5 minutes, Harold.
"This was supposed to be special! Just us!" I called Sarah and got her voicemail. I told her the car broke down on 47 and that I was okay, but really late. I hung up and turned to leave, but froze when I saw the warped shadow that had crept along the wall beside me. I looked over my shoulder to find the adjacent door standing half open, light spilling through the gap, casting a human outline across the plaster. I moved closer, heart pounding, and peeked inside. It was a bedroom, and a woman was sprawled on the bed, dressed in a red gown. It was the same one Martha had worn. She was face down, a knife buried between her shoulders. The blood had long since dried, rust brown, stiff against the sheets. My brain couldn't process it. "You shouldn't have looked." A voice whispered in my ear. Terrified, I turned to find Harold inches away. "You ruined it." His eyes looked dead.
You look like an ape.
I wanted to...
Why does this guy look like an ape? He's like some ancestor or ape, bro. I don't know. That's just my thinking. Comment here.
Night to be special. My heartbeat picked up. Without thinking, I bolted through the hallway, past Martha, who was still smiling in the living room, out the door and across the cornfield, while the dead stalks whipped my face. I got to my car, locked the doors, and sat there,
Bro, he should call 911 actually.
shaking. I tried calling 911, but had no service.
That's what I said.
Every other second, I kept glancing towards the house. Suddenly, a woman in red rose from the cornfield 20 feet away, standing and staring at me. I blinked, and she was
You're
gone.
hallucinating, bro.
She appeared again.
Hallucinating.
This time, she was closer than before, and she was smiling. I screamed, and she vanished. My eyes started watering as it kept happening. Every few seconds, she'd rise up, closer and closer, before disappearing.
Oh.
I sat in that car for 2 hours until the highway patrol drove past. The officers asked if I was okay and said I looked like I'd seen a ghost. I told him there was a house in the field and that a man had killed his wife, that I'd seen her body. He looked at me like I was crazy, but radioed it in. More cops came and I took them to the house. We walked across the field with flashlights. The house was there, but it was dark now. The officer tried the handle, and it was unlocked. Inside, everything was covered in dust. They found Martha in the bedroom with a knife in her back. Harold was in the bathroom with an empty pill bottle on the floor. An officer asked me when I was
He poisoned himself, bro. He couldn't handle the death of her. He killed her.
there.
Such a killer.
I don't know, 2 hours ago? They were alive and talked to me. He touched my shoulder. Sir, based on decomposition, these folks have been dead for at least 24 hours. I couldn't speak. The officer took my
Nah. Gee, bro. I can't believe it. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Oh my god, why did it get disconnected, bro? I'm so sorry, bro. It gets disconnected sometimes. Okay.
Treatment and helped me reach home. The autopsy confirmed that the couple had been dead for over a day before I knocked. Harold killed Martha on the day before Valentine's Day, then took pills. They'd planned a romantic evening and he snapped, and somehow they were still trying to have it. I think about it constantly, about how angry Harold looked when I interrupted, and Martha's smile. I still close my eyes and...
So apparently he saw the entire scenario, bro. You are a telekinetic.
See her rising from that cornfield over and over, staring at me. My wife thinks I had some kind of breakdown from stress, that I imagined it all, but I know what I saw. Some people love each other so much they can't leave, even after death, and some people hate each other so much they're trapped together forever. I think Harold and Martha...
Stop! Is this funny, bro? I got scared to my life. Damn!
My son, Bryce, is 15, and like most teenage boys, he can be difficult sometimes. I love him, but there are days where he tests my patience. Like the day I caught him with his buddies making fun of Oliver Cox in the school parking lot. Oliver was this scrawny kid with glasses so...
That's a weird name, bro. Oliver what? Oliver Cox? I didn't hear you.
I think about it constantly, about how angry Harold looked when I interrupted, and Martha's smile. I still close my eyes and see her rising from that cornfield over and over, staring at me. My wife thinks I had some kind of breakdown from stress, that I imagined it all, but I... My son, Bryce, is 15, and like most teenage boys, he can be difficult sometimes. I love him, but there are days where he tests my patience. Like the day I caught him with his buddies making fun of Oliver Cox in the school parking lot.
Okay, Oliver
Oliver
Fox.
was
That's a
this
nice name,
scrawny
bro.
kid
I
with
like the name.
glasses so thick they made his eyes look huge. The other kids called him Creepy Ollie. I'd seen him getting shoved around before, and it made me sick.
Oh,
So when I pulled up and saw Bryce with Jake
bro, that's so sad, bro. I feel bad for this
and
guy.
Tyler circling Oliver, doing this exaggerated limp walk, I'd had enough. I got out and marched over. My son's face went from smug to horrified in seconds, while his friends
You are dead.
scattered. Mom, we were just...
You were bullying your classmate. Apologize. Now.
Bryce mumbled something that might have been sorry. I turned to Oliver, put a hand on his shoulder, and flashed him an apologetic smile.
What kind of friends are these, bro? I mean, they were bullying too. Come on, bro.
Oliver's face flushed with gratitude. Thank you for standing up for me. He kept flashing
nice
me
of
this
him.
shy, grateful smile as I took Bryce to the car. Throughout the ride, Bryce wouldn't look at me. He kept telling me that I made a mistake by taking Oliver's, but I really didn't get why. It took Bryce a few hours to come to terms with everything, but he eventually promised he would never bully another kid again. 3
That's
weeks
good, bro.
later, on the night
Good
of
job.
Valentine's Day, I was home alone. My husband was
Okay.
working overnight, and Bryce was at a
Oh,
sleepover.
man.
I was watching TV
I hate this.
when around 9:30 the doorbell rang. I got up
9:30?
but couldn't see anyone through the peephole. I figured it was probably teenagers acting up again and went
Yeah,
back
bro.
to the TV.
I mean, sometimes I get ding dong ditched all the time, bro. Like once I was sitting like just alone in my house, suddenly someone like ding dong, and it disappeared. I was like, who the hell it is, bro? I was like so
5
angry.
minutes later, the doorbell rang again. It kept happening
Bro, you're gonna get
over
angry.
and over. By the 5th time, I was so annoyed I threw the door open and yelled that I'm calling the cops. Just then, something moved in the bushes. I shone my phone's flashlight toward the noise, and
Bro,
a
you-
head popped up.
You are really brave. Whatever your name is, Bryce mom, you are really brave, bro. I mean, I would have been scared to my bones.
It was Oliver. Hi, Miss Thompson. I'm sorry about the doorbell. I was nervous.
What's
He
up,
was
bro?
shivering
Why you?
in just a hoodie.
What you
Nervous
doing at
about what?
9:30?
Does your mom know you're here?
He shook his head. His teeth were chattering. I welcomed him inside and gave him a cup of tea.
Oliver, it's almost 10. What's going on?
I had to see you.
Why? Did something happen?
He set down the cup and stood up, then dropped to one knee.
That's
I
right,
laughed, thinking he was joking, but he wasn't. He pulled out a small velvet box.
bro. What? Huh? You proposed to a 42-year-old mom?
Mrs. Thompson? Florence? Will you be my Valentine? The smile vanished from my face.
Oliver, I think you're confused. I'm a 42-year-old married woman and your classmate's mother.
How did you get the age right, bro? That's weird. How did you get the age right?
I'm sure there's a nice girl at school who...
Please, just open it. He
Where's your
interrupted.
teeth?
His
Where's the
voice
front
was
teeth, bro?
shaking, and his eyes. Gosh, I can never forget the look in his wide, desperate eyes.
Ew, bro.
I want you to see how much I love you.
Where is
The
that
word
teeth,
made my
bro?
stomach
Is
turn.
this-
My hands trembled as I took the box and
What-
opened
what's
it.
in that?
Instead of a ring, I found a human molar, roots still attached, edges crusted with dried blood. I shrieked and dropped the box. It hit the kitchen
It's
tile with a sharp
state.
crack.
Oliver!
It's a state. Oh, what kind of love is this?
What the hell?
His smile widened, revealing the gap in his back
Bryce, I'm proud for you, bro. You should bully him more.
teeth where the molar should have been. His gums were still oozing blood. I pulled it out myself, he said, as if proud.
Oliver, you need help. This isn't...
It is love, he shouted. You were nice to me. You stood up for me. That means you care. You have to be my Valentine, Florence. You must.
Bro, if someone stands out for you, they care for you, it does not mean that they love you. First, get that in your mind, Mr. Oliver Cock. You need to get that in your mind, okay? I mean, there have been many people who sometimes help me in some work, or they like usually are friends, but they don't love me, and I know that nicely because even on sometimes they also like bully me, say bad things to me, and I don't like care about that, bro. So don't think that, okay?
Grabbed a plate and hurled it at the wall. It shattered.
Okay.
Oliver,
Okay.
stop!
I love you! Tears and snot.
Bro, he has gone mad. He's having a complete breakdown, bro. He's having a breakdown. Come on, bro.
Ran down his face. He swept everything off the counter. The coffee maker, utensils, and knife all crashed to the floor.
Oh my God.
He started tearing off the walls. Why won't you love me back? What's wrong with me? He started hitting his head against the wall.
Oh no, no,
Blood
no, no,
started
no, 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 no. Bro, what? Bro, I bet it's gonna bleed. His mom is in shock, bro. Bryce, bully Oliver Cock more, bro. Please, bro. Bully him more, bro. Please, please. Please bully him more. He's having a complete breakdown. And remove your son from that school, bro.
oozing out and dripped on the floor.
No, 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 no,
I'm so
no.
stupid. Nobody wants me. I dialed 911 with shaking hands and told them there was a 15-year-old having a breakdown in my kitchen, destroying things and hurting himself. Oliver collapsed, sobbing and pounding the tiles with bloody hands. The cops arrived quickly. 2 officers came in and slowly approached him while he rocked back and forth on the floor. Oliver looked up at me. His face was a mess of tears, snot, and blood. They got him up and walked him outside, where his parents had just pulled up. His mom was sobbing, and his dad looked like he'd aged 10 years.
Seriously, you're gonna react? I'm so sorry, bro. He did that already, and you guys know. You guys were standing over there because you know that. What?
They kept apologizing to me while Oliver stared at me from the back of the police car with that same unsettling smile.
No.
The next morning, the principal called and told me Oliver had been admitted for psychiatric evaluation. This wasn't the first incident. Last year, Miss Rodriguez broke up a fight where he was being bullied. A week later, he showed up at her house at midnight with roses and a 10-page love letter. When she rejected him, he had a breakdown in her yard. Anyone who showed him kindness became an obsession. His therapist said it was severe emotional neglect at home, that any positive attention triggered this reaction.
Yeah, bro, sometimes parents don't be good with their kids, bro. Like, they be ignoring their kids all the time. They be like, no, go do that. We don't care about you and all this stuff, okay? You should not be like that, okay? My parents are the best. I love them, and I'm proud to have such parents, okay? And plus, in the first place, if you guys know that your son is kind of like having some problems with him, he's kind of special, why are you letting him go to school? Do some homeschooling for him, bro. I mean, like, understand the severity of the critical point.
I hung up and just sat there in my destroyed kitchen, staring at that tooth sitting in the velvet box on the floor. A 15-year-old ripped it to prove he loved me. I did the right thing that day in the parking lot. I know I did. But sometimes doing the right thing comes back to haunt you in ways you never imagined. I think about Oliver sometimes and wonder if he's getting better. Wonder if he still thinks about me. And I hate that I'm scared of the answer. I was 23 and hated going home, which already sucked for about a dozen reasons. But the absolute worst was...
Yo, so apparently we have like only 3 stories, bro. That's actually good. In the first place, bro, understand one thing. Number 1, don't neglect your child, bro. I mean, take him seriously. There are many cases in India where parents neglect their child and all that stuff. Okay. Second thing, pay attention to what he does. I mean, I'm not telling anyone to do that. Just after seeing this case, I was so scared, bro. I'm scared to my bones, for real, bro. For real. I'm just giving you some advice. If you want to listen it, you can listen it. If you don't wanna, don't listen it. Okay. Please take care of your sons, guy. Please. Okay. I mean, there might be many people who are like little kids on my channel and all that stuff. That's alright. Be nice to your parents, bro. Be nice to your parents because they are everything for you. Okay. And I love my parents from my heart. Okay. They are the best, and everyone should have parents like them.
My new stepsister, Megan. Mom had married her dad a year ago, and that Valentine's Day they were throwing this massive party to celebrate their first anniversary that I couldn't bail out of. On the surface, Megan seemed normal, with her pretty blonde hair and harmless smiles, but something about her unnerved me right from the start. During family meals, she insisted on sitting next to me and would randomly touch my arm or shoulder. In the hallway, she brushed past me even when there was clearly enough room for both of us. Sometimes I caught her staring at me too. I mentioned it to Mom a couple of times, but she just laughed. But a year had passed, and instead of getting better, it got worse. The party started around 8. Mom went absolutely overboard with everything red and pink. Heart-shaped balloons covered the ceiling, candles were on every surface, and romantic music played from speakers in every room. The whole setup felt suffocating. I showed up because I had to, but my plan was simple.
Just kidding, bro. Not the net again, bro. So sorry.
Me even when there was clearly enough room for both of us. Sometimes I caught her staring at me too.
Hey,
I mentioned it to Mom a couple of times, but she just laughed. But a year had passed,
Funny,
and
right?
instead of getting better, it got worse. The party started around 8. Mom went absolutely overboard with every...
What? I'm so sorry.
And romantic music played from speakers in every room. The whole setup felt suffocating. I showed up because I had to, but my plan was simple.
Bro, why is there net problems, bro? Oh, come on, bro. Wait a second, okay? Guys, I'm gonna be right. Guys, we have to do a part 2 because the net is not working nice. So, for now, bye. And I forgot my intro, bro. This is yours, me. So, alright, bye.